And we have snacks.
Wow, snacks. What kind of snacks?
Casting for a show like Cobra Kai must be an exciting process. From finding fresh talent that had a surprising lack of karate training to bringing back stars from the original series, let's take a peek inside the dojo at how these actors came into their roles. Number 1. The perfect student. Xolo Maridueña landed his role the second his audition was over. So he was Miguel Diaz from the start. He knew very little about karate going into the show, only having taken a year of it when he was super young. He also only had 3 years of acting experience at the time, which he was still a kid, so it's not that surprising. But in Hollywood, you're competing with a lot of child stars, like Peyton List. Xolo's mom is a huge fan of the franchise. When the script came in, he didn't realize it was the Karate Kid because he hadn't seen the movie since he was like 5. And his mom knew immediately what the show was based on the title. Once Xolo was brought up to speed, he knew it was going to be a big deal. It took a month before he heard about callbacks, and when he went into the room, he had to suppress his inner fanboy when he was blindsided by Billy Zabka's presence. After Mouser booked her role, she came back in and read with Xolo and another guy for Miguel.
Hey, I'm Miguel. My family and I just moved into 109.
Number 2. Now, the designated Karate Kid. Tanner Buchanan was in the middle of filming Designated Survivor in Toronto when he found out he was casted for Robbie Keane. Tanner did a little bit of karate training from roughly 10 to 12 years old, but it was really his black belt mom who introduced him to the Karate Kid. Number 3. Mary Mouser. She should have been called Mary Koala. Mary Mouser had never seen the movies before her audition. Do you know what else she hadn't seen? Her alarm clock.
Well, I slept through it.
She slept right through her audition because she completely forgot about it. Her boyfriend's a huge fan of the series, and he was hyped for Mary to maybe become part of Cobra Kai. When she told him what the audition she missed was, he totally flipped his lid and was like, "You've got to call them back right now." So she had her agent on it and was brought in the next day. But they weren't auditioning Mary's that day, so she didn't get a sense of the competition. She was the only girl who came in for Sam and auditioned across from 3 different Robbies. Or Miguels. She can't remember. So once she landed the role, the first thing she did was binge all the movies. At her callbacks, there were 3 Samanthas and 3 Miguels. Tanner Buchanan was the only Robbie she saw. She was totally intimidated by him and thought, wow, he's one of those actor dudes, because he was sitting there with his headphones in. Well, she's since learned he was just listening to music to get into character.
Oh wow, that sounds really interesting.
Believe me.
Number 4. Pure skill, or did they go easy on him? Jacob Bertrand received an old version of the script, but only found out in front of the directors. He was given a new script and just 10 minutes to prepare it. Yikes! 3 hours later, they called him back to congratulate him on booking the role. He started taking karate at 8 and had a purple belt before quitting, so he did have a leg up on a lot of his competition. Number 5. From Princess to Karate Kid. Peyton List is already a very experienced actor, having worked on multiple high-profile shows, including The Swamp, Bunked, and Jessie. She joined Cobra Kai mid-season, and she picked up choreography very quickly. The night before, she'd been at a friend's movie premiere, so she'd been up super late. She didn't feel great about the audition. Since she'd always played sweet girls, she worried nobody would be able to see her as anything but that. She was a friend of Jacob Bertrand's already, and her mom told Jacob and his mom about the audition. She was really embarrassed about it, but the pair inquired about the audition, which really got the ball rolling. Mary Mouser heard through the grapevine about Peyton's audition and wondered how she would pull off playing someone so cruel.
I remember when you were little, she was so sweet. How is she gonna be so mean?
Number 6. In just one weekend, your whole life is about to change. Gianni DeCenzo had never left LA for work until he went to film in Georgia. They were really down to the wire and about to film that weekend, so he didn't get much training time like the others.
Whoa, karate training?
Number 7. Each actor required a different kind of convincing. How the show was pitched to Billy Zabka and Ralph Macchio was completely different. The creators of Cobra Kai emailed Billy Zabka and shot idea after idea after idea at him about having Billy play the anti-hero of the series. He was shocked because he really felt like when The Karate Kid with Jaden Smith came out that it was all over for the original series. But when the show was pitched to Macchio, it wasn't flashy and cool. The pitch was about bullying, and Macchio had a ton of questions. They were pitching the show to him as a comedy, which made him hesitant. He wanted to know, where's the comedy? What's the tone? Where's the Miyagi-isms? All good questions. Number 8. What if your big break is the audition after you quit? Courtney Henggeler is a huge Karate Kid fan. She just had her son and was about to quit acting. When her husband encouraged her she hang in just a bit longer. At least until they could figure out their health insurance, since they relied on her acting to cover that. The next week, she got the Cobra Kai audition, and her husband lost his mind. She had no idea how big the project was going to become. She definitely hardcore judged it too, wondering why not just create something original instead of capitalizing on the Karate Kid franchise. Then she read the script and thought, this is gonna be great. Number 9. He wanted to be more than a tough guy. Martin Kove initially signed on to do the part because the writers really understood the entire arc of the character. He wanted to come on earlier but was told no. He couldn't come in earlier than episode 10 of season 1 because they had something special planned for him in the second season.
They just basically gave you everything you wanted to play as an actor.
He usually only plays the tough guy in the movies, so the colors to this character are what sold him on it, saying it's writing that Robert Kamen would have written himself. Number 10. He was blown away by the depth of the character. Thomas Ian Griffith wasn't expecting a call at all, but was actually a fan of the show and had watched it when it was on YouTube. But he didn't think Terry really fit into the world. Then the rumors started, then he got a call and questioned how the character would come back. Griffith was sold on the backstory of where he was coming from, but also where he was going. Number 11. Tired is the theme of these auditions. Vanessa Rubio submitted a next day self-tape. It was the third next day audition she had to do that day. It was perfect because the character was supposed to be coming back from work, tired. She got feedback right away. She sent in another take and that was that. She knew Cobra Kai was connected to the Karate Kid franchise, but didn't realize how big the show was going to be. Number 12. She was just happy to be there. Elisabeth Shue was already a fan of the show. She was really impressed with how they'd handled the franchise, and was just so excited to see Ralph, Billy, John, Hayden, and Josh. They were all so lovely and excited for her to be on the show that she couldn't say no.
I cannot believe that you are a sensei.
Maybe 35 years down the line, the kids cast of Cobra Kai will reunite to give us a whole new series to fall in love with. If given the opportunity to audition for the show, would you remember to set your alarm clock? Whose audition story did you like the best? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.